licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? Major life. It's so funny because only half of us are laughing about that. All of us old people are laughing. I don't know, it's getting too heavy and deep for me. I was like, oh. But these are serious questions. They're all swirling around, and we're all coming from different perspectives on it. As human beings, though, we all have the same reaction to uncertainty, to uncertain times. And the reaction is usually this: worry and fear. Worry and fear. They're basically the same. They're cousins. They're from the same family. Worry is the longer-term action that fear stimulates. Worry is the churning over and over of a potential outcome that fear has brought to your mind. When you worry about something, actually the Old English word for worry has this picture, and I've shared this before, it has this picture of when a wolf has its prey by the neck and then just shakes. That's what happens to us when we worry. That's kind of the feelings when we worry. We're just going over and over and over in our minds of what could happen. If you're worried about going back to school, there's something at school about which you're afraid. The bully, the homework, perceived failure, the mystery meat at lunch. If you're worried about COVID, fear is actually part of the spark to how we respond. Will I get sick? Will I give it to somebody else? But what you need to realize about fear is that fear is always future-based. Think about that. What you're afraid of right now hasn't even happened. It's all future-based. I do coaching for pastors and business executives, and recently I was to lead this one coaching session for the first time with a pastor, and I was on the coaching call with the president of the organization that I was working with to do the coaching, and I was nervous. Not only was it my first kind of gig or my first thing with this pastor I was going to be coaching, but I was also going to be on the line with the president, and so there was a whole mix of things. I get to and so I was worried. I actually lost sleep the night before. I was nervous. I get on the call, and the president took the whole thing. All I was supposed to be was an observer. I misunderstood. I thought I was leading the whole. I had pages of notes and questions and all kinds of things. But it was the president that took over. See, I was worried about something that hadn't even happened yet. Fear is always, say that with me, future-based. We're going to go over that over and over. But think about that. How many of us are not doing something today because yesterday your fear told you not to? How many of us are not where we want ourselves to be for our families or for ourselves because yesterday fear told you you couldn't do it? Oftentimes the result of fear is paralysis. It paralyzes us. If you know somebody who's constantly analyzing and never pulling the trigger, part of their hesitation is actually fear. We couch it and say, I'm just a procrastinator. That's my spiritual gift, is procrastination. I'll get to it later. But ultimately, at the base of all of that is this little thing called fear. And again, fear is always future-based.